I'm alive. Hello! Holy, this is in the way. And welcome to day 2 of Helvetic Speedrunners Marathon number 1. Bye bye game feed on my end. Okay, it's back. Yeah. I'm gonna start with the best Mega Man game in history. I'm not talking about Money number 9. The burns already. Now we're gonna play some Rosenkreuzstilette Freudenstachel, a Japanese game that has totally obvious German names and is a Mega Man game. Ready to start? Okay, then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, yeah, as you might be used if you know the Mega Man games, to start we are kinda in only running around with one weapon, Buster, or here it is the Freudenstachel. It's, well, pretty simple weapon and a total hassle to kill anything that is there. Also, this is like about one of the hardest stages in the whole game, but for actual reasons we go for this one for the routing. Also, that room was actually pretty good. Not used to that. Also, from the first 8 stages you just saw in the screen at the start when I chose this stage, I think it's the easiest boss in the end, but not when you don't have the special weapon. It's a really tedious fight. And you have like 2 major skips you can do in this stage. And these are both in this screen, and of course I fuck up the first one. I'm gonna try and YOLO the backup. Oh hey, I got it. Nice. I don't know, it's about a 50-50 to actually get the backup there, because you have to shoot, you actually have to hope that your shots are aligned properly so that it can squeeze in there. And we are at the Metal Hero, first boss of the run. Or well, I actually like to call her Metal Suck because, well, it sucks, that fight. Oh shoot. I should not talk that much bullshit. Also, the second phase is so much RNG that it's just straight up bullshit usually. Cause yeah, you have to get onto the platforms to actually hit her. And of course I'm hitting like all the iframes that I can hit. Oh, of course, one hit. Oh, that was still fine. It's up to 40-ish for the first stage, is pretty much fine, yeah. And we got our first weapon, called Icelandse. And we also get a utility item called Stiefelsflügel, or in Japanese, Vögel. Because it is just a Japanized version of Flügel. And yeah, up to the Traurai stage. This is a pretty chill one. Not because it is water. The real chill one is gonna come up later on, the Libea stage. Because that one is covered in ice. Also, let's see if I... Cycle skip easy peasy every time, let's go. Also, here is the clip that you can do that I cannot perform, where you can just clip to the top right corner there and get to the next screen like immediately. But I don't know how to do the screen wrap properly there yet, because I'm, yeah, still pretty new to this game actually. Also, swimming mechanics are so good in this game. Well, yeah, a lot of people actually hate them, but I can just play pretty well with them. Before, of course, I'm gonna fail somewhere pretty hard, especially in the Iris 2 stage. But yeah, that's already the second stage done. Now let's go to the boss. I hope I don't fuck up the cycle, because that is gonna be tedious. In the second half of this fight, actually the water will raise and you have to actually swim. So we tried to actually hit her like that, do that, and easy peasy. That was like, if I would have been like 2 frames earlier, I would have had the shit pattern because I hit her too early and she would have gone into the air immediately. And we got one of the best abilities, Kopie-Kreise. Also, blame Merkel. Yes, that is her name, guys. Also, it's totally not a Mario ripoff. This stage is kind of supposed to be a maze, but of course in the speedrun you know what we are doing, hopefully. Also there are E-tanks, but they hurt and I fucked up because I was jumping a little bit too far there and I actually tried to recover it, but yeah, that just happened. A little bit too early there. Okay, let's do this again, and this time properly, hopefully. Easy. Every second time. Also say hi to the Dogos. They are totally not a Mega Man reference. You don't need the shoe, but I always do that for the swag. Also because Freudia, our character, looks so cute in the shoe. Oh, that was way too early. You can actually jump down to the second, I think even to the third pipe there if you do it properly. And depending on... of course! I get shit RNG. Okay, that was... Luckily she still had iframes, otherwise I would have just soft locked the game there. Cause if you actually hit her while she's going down the pipe and she dies from that, you soft lock the game. Which would not be a big deal right now. I could probably still recover that time-wise, but we will have boss refights. Also, Hondo hype! And we won't see him in this stage, just because. The next stage though, he will have his first appearance. Okay, let me not slide like an idiot here, and be fine. This certainly is one of the most fun stages, not because it's easy, but you can skip so much stuff with Flügel and good movement. Whoa. I was not supposed to do that. That was nerves. Being sleepy. Okay, still okay-ish. I was hoping to actually get some health refill there because this is gonna be face tank the boss. Well, my own fault. I did it dumb. Let's pick up the safety. Life there. And I totally forgot to actually cast the Schneekristall there, because it's a little bit faster if you cast it while falling down. Okay, that was actually a pretty good fight. It was slow because I could not face tank, but usually I would just take an intentional death with that health. And yeah, also one of the better weapons. Freudenstachel. Up to the Doris stage, where we will see Hundo in action for the first time. Woo. Also, this weapon is pretty broken, the Schneekristall. It one-shots like about everything. I cannot do all the 6 skips here, just the easy ones. Because it can go up here like way faster, but it's so hard to actually pull it off. We're just gonna fly over the Frogos. Also, a tree with a face. Is this freaking Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Times? Yeah, there's not much to talk about. We're gonna come up on the boss soonish. This boss can be like between one cycle if you get the perfect pattern and do it properly, or like a 4 cycle if you get the worst pattern. You cannot really do anything about it. Let's see what cycle we actually get here. Okay, early jump is actually good. Charge is bad though. Just 1 health left because I did not hit her properly. Yeah, that was one of the mediocre cycles, and I actually fucked up, so actually my favorite weapon, Frostblinge. And now we get to the chill stage. Also easiest stage in the whole game. Because half of it you can just flügel, half of it you can just slide through. That's technically the stage. Wow. Yes. So yeah, apparently we just got a big host from Jägermoth, is what I make out from what I hear around me. Because I fucked up that one section there because people are bugging me in the middle of a run. Zone. I didn't have enough flügel for that little part there. And can I please do this properly? Okay. I got the good pattern there, but of course I fucked it up. now one of the most interesting weapons we got, called the Freudenstachel. It's kind of like a damage over time, and it sometimes just doesn't work, even if you have it, or if you try to cast it, it's just like nope. Which, yeah, can actually result in really funny situations inside one of the bosses. Not this one, even though this one is weak to it, but we will have some, well, more enemies after the first 8, of course. Let's see. Nah, I was a little bit slow on that. It actually doesn't save any time, but also I should not do that again. I just discovered this week in a stream that it can be if you pick something up in the wrong frame in that screen while being on Flügel, you can just straight up drop down. And I don't know why or how that happened, so I'm trying to not replicate that right now. Because it's at a pretty bad part of the stage anyways where that can happen. You are about as fast without Flügel if you know the screen properly, but I mean, we have so much Flügel left here anyways. Also, say hi to Autoscroll with the boss. Except I do that. Okay, perfect landing. Let's go. And our second to last weapon we get, YumeTsubasaCH. It is a pretty interesting weapon because it stops time. Sadly, it's not really useful in a lot of stages, just used for 2 bosses. Also, this is totally not a ripoff of Ghouls and Goblins. Oh, hey. First time ever that I get through that and have full health after that screen. Let's go. Again, this is totally not Ghouls and Goblins. If you've ever played through, I think, the arcade version and also the NES version, or was it the SNES version, you actually know that boss. Because that is actually the final boss, if I remember correctly. Also the millions of Arthurs everywhere. Also, I did not even mention that the ground in this stage is like covered in blood and it's slippery as heck. Nope. I had to dodge that guy, otherwise it would have been a close call. Come on, come on. No! She didn't give me the line I like. But yeah, meet Grolla, best waifu. Except she does that. Come on. Okay. Still a good fight. 18.5 minutes is not even bad for a marathon run for myself. Especially with the stupid death and the other fuck-ups that I had. And we get the last weapon, Aishwato. Well, now up to the 4 real bosses, so the game starts now properly. Also, one of the best music clips in the whole game. I really enjoy the music of this stage. So with Aishwatu you can just freeze enemies in place. Oh hey, I actually got it first try, nice. Jumping up there of course is way faster than climbing the ladder. Also hi Gargoyle. I think for safety I'm actually gonna go for the E-Tank here. I have to already because I'm taking the Brawler one usually, but oh, it's better be safe than sorry. Also, is this Dark Souls? Stupid big moth. Okay, let's see if I can actually do the skip here. Easy every time. I don't know why people are like, this is so hard. Probably it was patched at some point, but I'm not really good at continuous sliding, but even I can do that. Also, yeah, that is probably a mechanic I never talked about. You can continuously slide if you have the timing down properly. Also, you can do some crazy stuff in this stage, and it's just hilarious how fast you can get through the screen. And you can also just bonk there. If you're too slow like I was just right now. Well, let's do that again. Logo, please! But we're on the screen anyways, like now again. It's just like a minute time lost. Still better than bonking down there, because I frequently do that as well. Okay, that was a tight one because my timing was totally off on the screen. I mean, easy every time, of course. Okay. I actually want to have that one out, because it makes things a little bit easier. Also, one of the most interesting bosses in my opinion, and a really hard one while still being fair, not like one that you will see soon. Actually, I wanted to waste an E-Tank, but well, that worked. Okay, let's hope that I don't get bamboozled by books in this stage, because that can happen. Yeah, books are your enemies, guys. This is not the one that I wanted. Thanks, game. Yeah, there is nothing much about this stage, honestly. Except probably the screen coming up here is a little bit hard to deal with. But if you have the timing down, it's like pretty easy. So, let's just hope that the books are fine today, cause yeah, that was like 3 pixels off from getting stuck on the book, and that would have not been very good. Yeah, you sometimes have to go risky there if you get hit early, just because. And if you're randomly standing on a book, it's like, okay, wait, what am I gonna do now? Because you don't really have a script running for that possibility. Okay. I did not goof around with that boss, at least. Because yeah, if you let them get into second phase, it's not fun anymore. Also, worst boss in the freaking game. She-Rock! Yeah, she's totally not called Feeler. Totally not meant to be Feeler, probably. And this is like the only instance where at least I personally use the time stop ability. Also this mini boss is like kind of weird sometimes because I'm usually too long on the time stop ability. Let's take that one just for safety. What the hell does my phone want from me? Yeah, totally professional streamer with having a phone ringing in the middle of stuff. Let's go. No! If you're fast enough and get the double slide there, you can actually sneak under it and not get stunned because you can jump early enough. Oh, hey, I actually take that refill because this is by far the worst boss in the game. You will see soon why. Or probably not. Hopefully you will not see why. Except... I just wanted to go safe there. Yeah, that was one of the better shipwrecks of this boss fight. It's like as soon as you're like 2 or 3 frames off script, you have a problem. Yeah, last stage, Pamela stage. She is, by the way, a playable character if you start the game anew and kind of type in a code. You don't have any abilities you get from the quote-unquote Robo Masters when you play with her. She has natural dash and stuff, which is pretty neat. But she's so hard to play, probably another time. We'll see that one. Hondo, thanks. Also, totally not a reference to the Clock Tower stage in Castlevania. Oh yeah, here the drops that I mentioned earlier don't matter because I'm not like on the edge of the thing all the time. Okay, easy. That cycle sometimes is a little bit hard to get, depending on how fast you get through the first half of this screen. Ikuwayo! Let's go. Don't. No. Stop it! Usually this is like face tank the boss, but if she jumps up all the time, it's like, okay. Waste like 5 seconds of my life. Also, best character, guys. It's totally not Dr. Wily. I call her Smuggeress though, because she looks so smug and her name is Iris. Also, best stage, guys. Best stage. I heard you like lasers. Actually thought I'm not going far enough there. That would have hurt a little bit. Okay, second time we actually used the time stop in a run outside of a boss. Cause that screen is an ass if you don't have time stop on. I could have actually done that. That cycle skip is pretty hard to get though. Also, pretty much the hypest music in the whole game in my opinion. Meet your doom, Mr. Zeppelin. By the way, hardest boss in the game. Mainly because of the menu. I always trigger finger on that and I don't know why. Well, yeah. This is the second to last stage. We have to play through. I think a sub 40 is still possible if I don't goof around now. But now comes up, I would say like the hardest stage in the whole game. As it should be for a Wily / Iris 2 stage. This one is pretty hard to get through, especially quickly. There is a lot of stuff and there are a lot of different strats you can actually use. Also, swimming is the best in this game, especially through that rat soup there, because yeah, it slows you down like 10 times or something like that, or it feels at least like that. There is a skip you can actually do, but I'm not too familiar with actually doing that one. Also, if you touch the blue flames, it's instant death. What am I doing? I was a little bit too hyped because the first part was going so well. What? Okay, that was totally on my end. Okay, can I not game over? Thanks. Oh hey, someone just went online. That was totally planned. Not. Okay, okay. Oh, I was like 2 pixels off there, otherwise it would have been an easy one. Freudia. So yeah, kind of the rematch with Skutte. No! Nah, it's a little bit slow on that side. But... There is actually an achievement if you defeat this boss without taking damage. But yeah, I've never gotten that, and I don't give any shits about that, to be honest. Because it's really hard. Even if you know the script on which it is running. Okay. At least it's recycle. You can actually 2-cycle this boss, but I think it's like a frame and pixel perfect input that you have to do when you get into the stage. Otherwise, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So, up we go to the boss refights. Iris stage number 3, the Night of the Walpurgis. Here is a little bit of a pseudo stage before that actually, which is totally hard to deal with. There is actually wind though, which makes it a little bit tedious to get through quickly. But yeah, gonna see all the bosses again. That was early. I knew one of the 2 times I will actually make an error on that. It's like the usual thing. Ha! Okay. Things are going wrong left and right. At least I got this one properly this time. Die faster! No! Come on, waifu! She didn't give me the best line, which is straight up Curtis, which means kill. Whoa, okay. Yeah, if you don't have her on time stop, she's freaking fast. Okay. Oh, that one. Let's pray for no soft locks. Of course! Okay, I'm not even gonna go close to soft lock this. Are you kidding me? Okay, that was a bad cycle twice that I got there. This is the double charge. You can still get half of her health off if you do it properly. It's pretty hard. Also, I was totally not in the right position there. She dashed in there like second to last frame or something like that. Okay. Also, I can now show off face tank the boss. Except I don't have to because she gives me the best parent possible. Okay. First fight against Iris. Which we can totally not cheese. Yes, it is as boring as it looks. Okay, I don't know from what she died right now, but hey, she's dead. No, not even with a perfect Iris 2 fight. This is not gonna sub 40. Good that I did a 45 estimate on this. Because I died like 4 times, way too much, honestly. So, it is time, guys. Say goodbye to Hundo. Once again. Okay, I'm going now. Yeah, come on, give me all the slides. Thanks. I have enough. Okay, easy. Time is in the screen transition after she turns into a crystal. So, in like 3, 2, 1, time. Okay. For what kind of run I did, that was actually worth it. Holy. It's an okayish time. This is like 7 minutes behind world record like that. Without all the major skips. It's pretty fine. You can actually see how long I actually took, because the in-game timer runs from like really start up till the end. Takes a second here, but yeah. The best I got was like 1/100th of a second away from what the game told me, so that is a thing. But yeah, that was Rosenkreuzstilette Freudenstachel, Mega Man clone. I hope you actually enjoyed, and next up is VVV by Tinnen. There he is. Okay, so yeah, see you later for the outro, and yeah, enjoy the rest of today.